Middle School Mustangs. It's Mrs. Stabila here. So today we're going to have a little virtual move-up day. Since we can't physically go to 7th grade, follow our schedule, meet our teachers, we're going to do it a little differently. So I have some interviews with 7th grade teachers, a little video of the classrooms, and what materials you need for next year. So I hope you enjoy the video, and I can't wait to see you all back in the building next year as 7th grade students.
Hi, Mrs. Marara.
Hi, Mrs. Stabila. How are you?
Great. I was hoping you could help out some 6th grade students with some input about math class next year.
What to expect, right?
Yep. So if you could give them 3 either tips, helpful tips, or 3 things they need to know about math class to help them be successful, that would be great.
The first thing is, we call it pre-algebra. Okay, we call it pre-algebra, and that sounds a little scary. But guess what? It's Math 6, and we bump it up some. And when I say we bump it up some, we learn about positive and negative numbers, and then we include that in solving equations, simplifying expressions, order of operations, doing some geometry, extending a lot of what they learned in 6th grade. So it's kind of 6th grade math, and we bump it up some. We make it a little more difficult, but it's really not that scary. So we start out with fractions and decimals, things they're used to. So that part will all be review, and then we'll get into some algebra, which is having an X in the problem and finding out what an unknown is. Okay, so it's kind of what they're used to, a little more, and we want to get them ready for high school. That's our goal.
Okay.
Perfect. A second thing is, guess what? We're still going to use GMM with some of our practice sets, so you should all be familiar with that. I'll be honest with you, I don't use it as intensely as 6th grade, but we will use it again. And then the third thing is, you will be responsible for your calculator, having a binder. We actually use a book that we don't write in. I don't know, did they write in this year, Mrs. Stabila?
Yes,
okay.
They did have a book with a consumable.
We actually have a textbook, so you won't write in this. So that's why it's important to have a binder or a composition book to do your work on.
Okay, good points. All right. Yep. Well, thank you. And I will make a slide that says what they need for your class so they can have that information.
Okay.
All right. Enough about math. How about a little bit about yourself, Mrs. Moore? Anything interesting facts that maybe not a lot of people know, something interesting about yourself?
Well, besides that I'm old, no, I have 2 boys. They're both in college, and they've been home during the quarantine, and this is kind of the things we do. We do some Legos, kind of a Lego freak, right? I love puzzles, of course, because I love math. But I'm a big sports fan, big Penn State and University of Georgia Bulldog fan, because that's where one of my sons goes. And besides that, I love musicals too. So
you had some sons in some musicals.
Yes.
Children.
So I love that part. I love sports. So I really will be interested in a lot of the things the new 7th graders are coming with. So
thank you. And we'll just end with some choices.
Okay.
So here we go.
Oh boy.
If you had to choose, be able to fly or be able to become invisible?
I would say fly, because I love to travel.
Okay.
So if I could fly, I'd get there quicker, and I'd get to see a lot of, I'd go to Europe. So I would definitely say fly. And invisible, I don't really care what people say about me. I'm not interested in all spying on other people, so I'd say fly.
We'll do another one. Be stranded on a desert island or lost in a giant uninhibited forest.
I'm kind of a scaredy cat, so I'd be on the desert island. Even though this quarantine, I'm done with it, but I think I'd want to be on the desert island because I'm scared of spiders and sounds that I don't know.
I agree with you. And one last one. Live without electricity or without running water?
I think live without electricity, because I would,
I need our hygiene in our water.
I need to hydrate. I need to wash. Yeah, definitely water. I could deal with candles. I could do without technology.
Yeah.
It's more of a learning experience, but yeah.
Okay.
Those are
Well,
my
thank you,
choices.
Mrs. Morara, and glad the kids could get to meet you and look forward to having
Okay.
you next year.
Yeah, I'm excited to see you back in the hallways again. So, okay, we'll see you
Thanks.
hopefully in August or September.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Mrs. Teets and Mr. Sanderson. I was hoping you could help me out a little bit and give our sixth graders some information about seventh grade science and geography. And I paired you together because you're kind of like the Mr. Sanders and the Mr. Schellenberger. Well, I don't think you're like Mr. Schellenberger of the seventh grade. So what I need you to do is each one of you individually give me 3 tips or 3 things the students need to know about your specific class. So
My first tip is come in with an open mind and full of respect. Come in ready to learn and respect others, myself, and most importantly, yourself. Second thing I would say is come prepared. I love when my students have some sort of a binder and 3 prongs, a notebook, and when they have them ready to go every day, it makes things really, really smooth. And my third and final thing is just go with me. Be willing to accept my ideas, my systems, because I really want to help prepare you to become a successful life learner. I'm very excited to meet you and spend time with you. Some of you have got to meet, and I really enjoy it. So I can't wait to get back into classroom and be with students.
great. Thank you, Mrs. Teets. Mr.
Hey
Sanderson.
guys, yeah, I'm excited to meet you guys as well. You know, like Mrs. Teets said, you know, one of the most important things is just staying organized, and I'm requiring the same thing. So a binder, a notebook, like Mrs. Teets just showed, and you know, come in prepared, ready to learn. Be organized, be open-minded, and also, like Mrs. Teets said, be respectful. Be respectful. Of course, to me, to others, and yourself. And another thing too, just, you know, be observant in the classroom, be observant, you know, out, you know, nature and science is happening all around us. Those things that you can see and observe and bring into the classroom create some great discussion.
All right. Now, enough about your classes. How about a little bit, if you could each give me something maybe interesting about yourself that the students might know or find interesting to know about each of you.
My favorite place in the world to be is Canada, and I'm very sad right now that the border is not open. So fingers crossed that I get to my happy place. I love to fish on our lake and swim and be outdoors. If I'm near water, I'm happy.
Great.
Okay, so I am an avid hunter, and I work for a bow hunting company where I do a variety of things for the bow hunting company. It's bowhunting.com. I do some work with their social media, and I manage their brand ambassador team there. And I also will do a little bit of video and photography work, and occasionally write a little bit for them.
Okay. Thank you. One last couple choices I do with my kids once in a while. So, ooh, if you had to choose, live next to a garbage dump or next to a pig farm.
I'm picking garbage dump. I'd go over and see what I can find.
Oh,
I'd much rather be in a garbage dump than get to explore.
I'm gonna go pig farm because you got to watch out for that leachate coming from that garbage dump. So, who knows
all right,
what-
let's try another one. If you had to choose, be able to fly or be able to become invisible.
I'm going invisible. I'm not big on flying. I like to get places quickly, but flying is just a little uncomfortable for me. So invisible.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Mrs. Teets on this. I can do heights, but I'm not a super fan of them, so I prefer to be invisible. Might help out a little bit with hunting as well.
And one last one. If you had to choose, be stranded on a desert island or lost in a giant uninhibited forest. Well, quarantine gave us pretty good.
I'm going in the forest. More food, more opportunities, more things to do.
Yep, I agree. Forest. You got to watch out. It'll protect you at least from the sun.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys, and I look forward to being upstairs with you next year with some of those sixth grade students. So I appreciate your time and talking with me.
Sure, we
Thank
look
you.
forward to seeing you guys next year or this year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this
Yes,
year.
can't wait to get back.
Thanks. Hi, Miss Collins.
Hi, Mrs. Stabella.
I was hoping you could help out some sixth grade students and give a little bit of expectations of what it's like to be in seventh grade language arts. So maybe 3 tips to help them be successful in seventh grade ELA next year.
Sure. In ELA, the first thing you want to be able to do is think outside the box. So I know a lot of students are really creative, which is great for language arts because it's not just reading and writing we do. We make board games, we hold debates, we play games. So there's a lot of different things that you can try to do in seventh grade ELA. So it's really important that you're creative. Something else, because of that, you should also be open-minded. So you should be willing to try new things. I know language arts isn't everybody's favorite subject. Sometimes it's hard, but there's always something new you can learn every single day. So come in with an open mind, ready to learn. And lastly, you should bring a book. I don't care what you read. It could be a magazine, it could be a video game guide, it could be Guinness World Records, something that interests you that you want to read, you should bring to language arts every day.
Perfect. Now, enough about language arts class. How about, can you give us something maybe interesting about yourself?
Sure. I collect rubber ducks. In my classroom, I have over 100 rubber ducks that my students count all the time. And there's all sorts of rubber ducks. I have a Will Shakespeare rubber duck. I have military ducks. I have alien ducks. So when you come to my class next year or you come to visit, you'll see that my rubber ducks live on the windowsills all over the place. So.
Perfect. Now a couple of fun questions. So let's do some choices. If you had to choose to live without electricity or without running water, which one would you choose?
Oh, definitely electricity. I need my running water.
How about, oh, this one's an easy one. Well, no, where is it? Be able to fly or be able to become invisible?
Definitely fly. I've always wanted to.
Okay. Well, thank you, and I appreciate it. I'm giving our sixth graders some helpful hints about seventh grade since they can't be here in person. This is the best next thing, so I really appreciate it, Mrs. Collins.
Of course, and I can't wait to see everybody next year. So enjoy your summer.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we're moving on up to the side, to a deluxe apartment in Sky. We're moving on up to the side. We finally got a piece of the pie. Fish don't fry in the kitchen. Bees don't burn on the grill. It took a whole lot of trying just to get up that hill. Now we're up in the big leagues, getting our turn at bat. As long as we live, it's you and me, baby. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, we're moving on up to the side, to a deluxe apartment in Sky. We're moving on up to the side. We finally got a piece of the pie. Fish don't fry in the kitchen. Bees don't burn on the grill. It took a whole lot of trying just to get up that hill. Now we're up in the big leagues, getting our turn at bat. As long as we live, it's you and me, baby. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, we're moving on up to the side, to a deluxe apartment in Sky. We're moving on up to the side. We finally got a piece of the pie.
Mr. Shelley, you missed a meeting. Hey, you missed a meeting this morning. The sixth graders are moving up. Did you hear? All the Ladies this morning were waving and wishing the kids well, and we didn't know where you were.
What do you want?
Can you just wish them well, give them a tip how they could be successful in 7th
Ooh.
grade?
Don't forget to make your bed.
Okay.
Have a nice time. Have a good day. Good luck upstairs.